Hi, everybody. Welcome to our open forum on certification. The purpose of this is basically to answer any questions you have about NAWBO certification program, about the process, about the benefits of it, how you'll use it, pretty much anything that you want to know about our certification process. This is a new program from NAWBO. It's been in the works for several years. We just launched it in September, and we are offering both the WBE, which stands for Women Business Enterprise, and MWBE, which is Minority Women Business Enterprise certifications. Now, these are primarily to be used when selling to corporate. They are not certifications that the federal government recognizes. Some state and local governments might recognize them. I'm in Virginia, and the pollen here is outrageous, and so I have a really scratchy throat, and so if I keep I'll try not to cough in your face. I'm going to be drinking water to keep my throat lubricated. But so our certification program, like I said, we started it in September. We've certified, or we've had about 90 people so far apply to be certified, and of those, 25 or so have been certified so far. Kimberly, is that the right number?
Pushing about 30.
Okay. Awesome.
Yes, we're moving along.
Yes. And so once you go on the NAWBO.org website and submit or sign up, register to be certified, then you'll get an email with a list of all the different documents that we need you to submit. Once you upload all of those documents, then we start the clock. And generally it takes about 60 days or less from the time you submit all of your documents until you get certified. So far, we haven't had anybody denied. So the difference between that 90 people and that 30 people are people who are still in the process of collecting and uploading all of their documents. There's a couple who are under review right now, but not very many. So I'm here to answer your questions. So hit me.
Hi there, this is Audra Christie. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you.
Awesome. So, and you could have addressed this before, but I wanted to bring it up. So the difference between getting certified with NAWBO versus WeBank, is there really a difference? And do we need to kind of validate the NAWBO versus the WeBank if someone questions it?
There really isn't a difference. They also offer WBE and MWBE certifications, which are the exact same thing. WeBank also offers a WOSB, which is the federal government certification. So if you get WOSB certified with WeBank, then that is a different thing. But if you're just getting WBE or MWBE, it's exactly the same thing.
Okay, and are you all in partnership with them? Because I know they do like a ton of trainings and conferences, seminars. Are we able to participate in those even though we didn't get certified through WeBank?
I mean, you can. We are not in partnership with them. You can participate in them. You can go to their events, but you aren't a member if you didn't get certified through them. So you'd have to pay non-member.
Okay, thank you.
This is Terry. So just to follow up on that question, if we're not partnering with them, how is NAWBO able to give us that certification?
We have our own process that we've developed. It's a little bit different from WeBank's. We have established a team of reviewers. So when you submit your application, it goes to the team of reviewers, and they review it to make sure that you're qualified. One of the differences is that we are doing this all in-house within NAWBO. With WeBank, they have 14, they call them RPOs, regional partner organizations, all over the country. So depending on where you live, your application will get assigned to one of those RPOs, and they're the ones who actually do the review and issue the certification. WeBank itself does not issue certifications, the RPOs do. WeBank is kind of the parent company, and their members are actually the big corporations, the corporate partners, the sponsors. So we are doing it a little bit differently. We are doing it all in-house. Other women business owners are the ones who are doing the reviews and the evaluations. You know, that's
That makes
basically the
sense.
main
Okay.
difference.
Thank you. That makes sense. So there are a whole bunch of benefits to being a member of NAWBO, and just add it. Okay, thank you.
Exactly.
So just to ask another question. So I am one of the 99 on the beta that you got.
Oh.
And so
Mhm.
I'm, I attended the meetings that you all had on the front end before you rolled it out. And I think, Molly, I'm just, when we get to that point, you've been assigned as my reviewer. And so I think the next thing that'll happen for me is a interview when the appropriate time comes.
As a matter of fact, yes, I do have your application and have been looking at it. So that should probably,
Because I was like,
you'll
should I
probably be hearing
attend
from me
today?
next
And then
week.
like, yep, just come
Yeah.
and listen to the questions.
Yep.
Okay. Thank
And
you.
I also want to add a little something about just all of the women nationally who are entrepreneurs who maybe do not have an RPO near them. There's no presence, there's no support. The one great thing about NAWBO is that we can support those women wherever they are. They're, if they do not have a big presence in their particular town. Because if you look at the numbers, less than 2% of 12 million women business owners are certified. That to me and to all of us tells us there's a tremendous need to serve more women. So
yeah,
that's my 2 cents.
So we're not trying to take people away from WeBank. I mean, if we're trying to add people to the group of women business owners who are certified.
Thank you. I love it.
Yeah,
Thank
there's
you.
so
Thank
much
you for
work
all
to
the
be
hard
done.
work that you all have been doing to make all of this happen.
you.
I love it.
Yay. But there is a lot of work to be done, and for it to be done by just a handful of companies, 1 or 2 companies. NAWBO, definitely founded in 1975, is definitely we've earned our space to be able to serve our members in such a way.
Actually, I mean, if you look at the history, NAWBO actually was the very first organization that established a woman-owned certification program back in the 1990s. And 2 women who were on the national board at the time established the program. And a couple years later, they spun it off into a different organization, and that was called NWBOC. And that organization still exists. WeBank actually was established a couple years after that, and somehow grew bigger than NWBOC did, but they are both still in existence and both still certifying companies. But when we decided we need to be certified, we actually contacted the former NAWBO members who are still running NWBOC and said, hey, we're getting ready to do this again. Do you want to come back under our umbrella? And they said no. So we said, okay, then we're going to start our own. And they're like, okay. So here we are. Any other questions?
Will we receive, so just say we were certified just September of last year. And coming up on this September, will we receive communications to recertify, or will we be able to tack on the extra extension for every 2 years?
Okay. So we're getting ready. When we have our new system in place, the national organization is in the process of a technology upgrade. And as part of that, we're going to be changing the system that we use to process certifications. When that happens, and I think it's supposed to happen in the next month or so, is that correct, Christina?
Yes, my fingers are crossed.
In the next month or so, as part of that new thing, we're going to start offering 2-year certifications in addition to 1-year certifications. So that way you won't have to recertify every year, it'll be every other year. So what we're going to do is everybody who's already been certified for 1 year, we'll go back to them and ask them if they want to push it out to a 2-year for a small fee. If they don't, then that's totally fine. Then they'll have to recertify whenever the anniversary date of their certification was. If they say yes, then it'll get pushed and their certification will turn into a 2-year certification. If that makes sense.
And the fee to extend would be the same fee as if you started from scratch to say, I want to be, do you get to opt in to 1 or 2 year? Or is it automatic through the system upgrade?
It's opt-in. It's opt-in.
Okay.
I don't know. We don't know exactly what the fee is going to be to switch from a 1 to a 2-year. We haven't figured that out yet, but
Okay.
we'll be publishing that shortly once the new system
Awesome.
comes online.
And
Thank
we're
you.
working currently right now in putting a process in place of communications so that all the certified women in NAWBO's network will receive notice 90, 60, and 30 days before your certification comes up for renewal. So you'll be ready and can pull things together, and hopefully it will flow smoothly.
Yeah.
Correct.
Well,
And I'll be,
still
go ahead,
I'm
Terry.
still waiting to be certified, fingers crossed. But I would more than glad pay whatever to not do it. I'll pay the whole fee. Just give me another year. But no,
Exactly.
you're all working through it. But I like that
Yeah.
feature of 2 years.
Yeah. I mean, there's still a requirement, regardless of if you're 1 year or 2 year, that if you have some kind of a change in your ownership structure, you have to let us know within 30 days. So since that's required, it doesn't make sense to have to do it every year, because you're already going to be letting us know if there's a change anyway. So, yeah.
Right.
And do you
So we
suggest,
just want to, sorry, go
I'm
ahead.
sorry, do you suggest, just say, I'll just go back to the 1 year. If we got certified in September, to pull everything together 90 days and submit, or do it 30 days before the renewal? Like, what's the appropriate time period, and what would that process look like?
Well, the documents that you'll be submitting as part of the renewal process aren't nearly as extensive as the stuff that you submitted for the initial certification, because we already have all that. So it'll just be an
Got it.
updated. So your P&L and tax returns and stuff from the most recent year that's happened since you've been certified, that kind of thing. And then any changes in, corporate structure, ownership, or things like that. So I would say, like Christina said, we're going to start sending out notifications 90 days before. And so I would say maybe when you get that 90-day notification, you can start pulling all the information together and submit it whenever you want, really. I would do it at least 60 days before. I wouldn't wait
60.
till 30 just in case we're inundated for some reason. But
Yeah.
And I'm assuming one of the benefits with NAWBO is if you move, it's just a change of address. You don't have to worry about, unlike if you were
going
with
to a different
WeBank.
RPO. Exactly.
Oh, perfect. Got it. Thank you.
That's a great point, Audra. And I'll remind all of you, you guys know you get emails from me. So I agree with Molly, 60 days is ideal.
Yeah. Any other questions? Any questions about certification or anything else, really? We can answer any questions about anything, really, if you want.
So many people are skilled at recreating documents. And so a big thing we talk about with certification is validating your business. And on these new certifications, there's going to be a QR code at the top of that certificate that a corporation supplier diversity manager can actually scan that code, and your credentials for your business will come up to further validate you. Just FYI, that's new coming out, which I love.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Well, what about for the existing folks? Will we get an updated certification with the QR code?
Yes.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
Yes.
Because
We will
mine's
make
framed,
sure.
by the way.
What was that, Audra?
Mine's framed.
She said
by
she
the way.
framed it.
I love it. I love
framed
it.
Awesome. Okay. Well, if we don't have any more questions, and we only had 3 people show up out of the 40 that registered, that's kind of sad.
I have a question.
Okay.
So I wanted to know what type of training or opportunities will you have coming up for those who have already been certified? Is there anything in the works?
There is. In the NAWBO Institute platform, which you can access by going to nawbo.org and clicking on Institute, there's a bunch of webinars and trainings in there about certification and using your certification. And then we're also planning a breakout session at the conference in October on using your certification. So for companies that are already certified, how to get the most out of it.
Will you be
we're
recognizing those?
Adding additional resources to that Institute section.
Will you be recognizing the companies that are certified, newly certified through this whole process at the October conference in Austin?
Well, in some way. We haven't figured out how yet, but in some way.
I think it would be good, being this is the first round, for members to, because I remember when we were in Louisville, seems like I heard back then, it seems like I heard it, the registration was down, but because of the way it was advertised at the conference, and I think if members were to see visually this is working, more women may become interested. And I sit on the public policy, and I know when NAWBO rolled out the ADP report talking about the low number of women businesses that are registered, I just think just that market, it would be beneficial to other women, not so much for them to visually see that it did work, it is working, and consider it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And we're planning a lunch as well, just for our certified women. And in addition to layering on Titania's question, I just had a meeting last week with a very large corporation who agreed to come on and do a webinar training and teaching you how to do business with them. And maybe that may not be the correct or the right company for your business, but you can transfer that training and that knowledge to another corporation that you may want to deal with in the future. So that date hasn't been set. I'm securing that right now, but just so you know, on the back end, I am constantly, I thought someone was asking a question. I'm constantly trying to secure those corporations and supplier diversity managers to come on and educate you all, because that's a big part of our certification, is making sure not only do we get you certified in a way that is not super painful, but we also want to teach you how to use your certification. That's really, really important. And those videos that Molly mentioned, I'll go ahead and send an email out to you all to remind you that they're there, because there's so many great nuggets of information in there. So it's getting you certified, but it's also that most important part is teaching you how to use your certification.
Yeah. And so, Kimberly, when you all are looking for organizations or corporate organizations, I'm asking that you all consider product businesses. That's, to me, I think that we're left out a lot. And so,
yeah, no, we absolutely are. In fact, Costco is a company that we've had a lot of conversations with about their supplier diversity program. So we are absolutely looking at all different industries, products, services, everything.
Okay.
Absolutely. And Titania, if you would like to shoot over a list of maybe some of your dream corporations, I would love to have that. And we have the task force on the certification side made up of myself and some board members who are certified women, where we're actively trying to build those relationships so that it makes it opens the door a little wider for you. How about that?
Awesome. I'll do that.
Okay, thank you.
Great. You know, our goal is probably not this year, but maybe next year at the national conference to, you know, bring a bunch of big companies in and do matchmaking with our certified businesses. So, yeah, you know, we want to hear from y'all, you know, what would be helpful to you.
Awesome.
So any suggestions you have of ways that we can improve the program or make, you know, add benefits or whatever, we're definitely open to hearing them.
Okay.
Absolutely. And that certification at NAWBO.org email goes directly to me. So it's me on the other line. You know that. I hope you know that.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And if I don't have the answer, I go find Molly.
Okay.
And if I don't have the answer, I go find Kimberly. So,
That's called teamwork.
Right.
Well, I don't have any
Okay.
more questions. I
Okay.
appreciate you all taking
Great.
the time. I really like being on these calls just to find out what's
Absolutely.
going on. Yeah.
Great.
Absolutely.
Where are you located, Titania?
I'm in Montgomery, Alabama.
Oh, okay. Fantastic. One of our newest chapters.
Yes.
And Terry, I know you're in North Carolina, right? Right outside Charlotte, is that
Yes,
right?
and my camera is off because I went and ran before this call, so still in my
No worries.
exercise.
No worries.
And I just wanted to mention, you know, as you ladies are certified and move forward and leveraging your certification, if you have great success stories to share, we'd absolutely love to feature those. You know, I manage the NAWBO 1 publication and the NAWBO and You. So we're trying to highlight the certified women, you know, running photos and calling out their names and businesses. We've been doing that a little bit in NAWBO and You. We've been rotating through every couple months some member spotlights on certified women and speaking about certification as part of that. So if you have some great stories to share, definitely reach out, and I can be reached at publications@nawbo.org. So feel free, let us know all the good news.
Will do. Thank you.
Yeah. Awesome.
Absolutely.
And Terry,
I
you'll
have-
hear from us next week about scheduling your next steps.
Okay, thank you.
So I have another thing I just thought about when Christina was talking is about accountability partners. I know we talked about accountability partners for those who are just now certifying or haven't been certified, but I would like to see if we can get accountability partners for those who have been certified for a while and those who are newly certified, so that they can help us walk through the process as we're learning how to utilize our certification and try to partner people up with people who have been successful in leveraging their certification to help those who are newly certified.
Okay. Thank you for that suggestion. We will definitely talk about it. See if that's something that we can make happen.
Absolutely. I know we discussed that on our office hours quite a bit, Titania, about some of the women who are struggling to get their application completed, about getting an accountability partner to help them get over that hump. So absolutely.
Well, thank you, ladies. I appreciate your time. And, you know, if you have any other questions, just shoot them to Kimberly at certification.nawbo.org, and we will get you their answers.
All righty, thank you
So
all.
thanks for joining us.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Have a good one.
All
Bye-bye.
right. Take care. Bye-bye.
You too.